Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm still wearing the Dallas sweatshirt. Even though this year, actually they're playing okay. What are they? I think they're 8-6. 2 games left. If they win both of them, they still need a lot of help to get into the playoffs. So I'd say watching them, they're an average team. They're your basic average NFL football team. So even if they win both of their last games, they did okay. They weren't, half of what they were supposed to be. But I believe they need a new coach. Even with that Raiders win, when they were it was 4th and 2 and they kicked the field goal instead of going for it, your defense can't hold anybody. They got so lucky, and sure enough, Raiders went down, marched right down. We're just about to get ready to go into the end zone, and Carr ended up fumbling it. Thank God. Or otherwise, they would have lost the game. So Garrett should have went for it on 4th and 2 to try and get into the end zone. So, but, that's his problem, I think. He's believe in the process and believe in the game plan and stick to it and trust your defense. Well, you can't trust your defense because time and time again, they've let you down. You have to change your strategy during the game. That's what Bill Belichick, brilliant, and Brady, they're both the same way. They adapt to the game, I think a lot of these coaches are trust in it. Just keep trusting in it. You can't do that. You got to, in my humble opinion. Then again, I'm just a truck driver from Pennsylvania. What do I know? Anyway, let's get to the subject matter. And I was talking about, the other day I was talking about, what did I do? Oh, why a lot of guys drop out. And most drop out of trucking. And a lot of it was about they drop out because they go to OTR. They go to OTR and they realize that they're away from home and, they're not ready for it and blah, blah, blah. So let's talk about something. Let's do another angle, shall we? Let's do why do people like OTR? And why do people like regional? And why do people, in fact, like trucking? Every job is there's good and there's bad. Every job. We were just talking about the NFL. Did you ever see the players get excited when the coach at the end of a big win, he says, "Great job, guys." And right at the end, he's like, "And also, you're going to have off on Monday." And the whole team's like, "Yeah!" Because they're so freaking, they can't stand practice. They do practice because they know it has to be done. But you know what I mean? So when we're thinking, it'd be great to be an NFL player. Even those guys on days have days where they have to do things that just suck. There's sacrifice. So OTR and regional, one of the huge sacrifices is not being home. That's what is. Well, what are the benefits then? Why would people want to get into it? Or even in this trucking stuff in the first place? So first off, one of the big things about trucking is huge in trucking is you can get into it with going into a 2-month course. It costs about $4,000 if you're paying for yourself. And you have an opportunity at making $60,000 a year. Maybe not your first year, but your second year you can probably make $60,000. To be able to make $60,000 without going to college, and that is almost a definite, you'll get a job. You could, sometimes I hear people that are like, "Yeah, I work in the Walmart warehouse," and other guys are like, "Wow," and they're like, "Yeah, I make $18 an hour," and some other guy making $12 an hour at another warehouse. It's like, "Man, I've been trying to get in there forever," and you know what I mean? So making $20 an hour without a college education is not definite. You get a CDL, you have the opportunity to make decent money. And a guy like me, I ain't sitting in college. You know, I ain't sitting in class for 4 years studying. It just ain't my style. My whole 12 years in high school, or 12 years in high school, 12 years in school, I couldn't wait to get the hell out of there. Couldn't wait. I was the type of guy, people ask me, be like, you going to college? I'd laugh in their face. I'm like, no, I ain't going to freaking college. Can't wait to freaking get out of here. Why? Now, is that the right attitude? I don't care if it's the right attitude or not. It's me. It's who I am. So OTR is a good way to, or I'm sorry, not OTR. Trucking is a decent way to make some decent money and not go to college. Now, like I said, the sacrifice is you're pretty much going to be working 60 hours a week, even if you're local. I did have a guy make a comment saying he made $32 an hour and he worked about 45 hours a week, Monday through Friday. And I don't think he's BS, and I think those jobs are out there. There's not a lot of them, but they're out there. Probably the more experience you get, the more that they'll be out there. But so that's a big thing in trucking. If you're thinking about trucking, that might be you know, a big thing. Like, hey man, I can make $20 an hour, or I can make 60,000 a year without going to college. Another thing is if you're if you have the personality I have, I've talked about this before, but maybe some new subscribers haven't seen my other videos or something, is this is a good fit for me because I do not work well with others. Okay. It's something in my character flaw. I'll be the first one to admit it. Okay. I work better when I'm in charge. Every job I have, I usually think the boss is an idiot, and if things were run my way, that everything would be perfect, which is not a good outlook, which is not a good way to be. And it makes me miserable because then I'm always walking around bitching like, these freaking guys are idiots. They do it this way. And sometimes I'm even here doing it this way. But the older you get, the more accepting you get. You're just like, hey, it's the way it's done. You know, who the hell am I? You know, I mean, the older you get, the better you do get at that acceptance. But now I like people, and I like being around people, man. You know, if you were around me, you'd be like, man, that Jay's a real nice guy, man. He's okay, man. But I'm sure there's people that work with me, I'd be like, that dude's a dick, man. Especially if sometimes if I'm in charge. Because if I'm in charge, and I'm like, you know, just do it my way. Don't even ask questions. Just do it my way. Anyway, so that's a nice thing out here. So when you're out here, you're by yourself. Nobody's telling you what to do. Nobody. Now, when you get that's a big reason OTR and regional will be nice. Even if you go local, usually a lot of those local jobs are a lot of stops. So you're dealing with a lot more people. You're dealing with a lot more stops. You're dealing with a lot more paperwork. So there's a lot of more moving parts. Okay. You go OTR, you might get one stop in 2 days. So you're just driving. So there's, and regional the same way. So you have a lot less things going on. So a lot of guys like that. Another thing a lot of guys like is OTRs a lot. If you go local, most likely you're going to be hands-on. You can start out of school around my area. Now I'm in the Northeast. Northeast, there's tons of jobs. You can get right out of school. You can go with Pepsi. You can go with Coke. And a lot of food distribution jobs. Now, they are all hands-on jobs. So you are going to be working. You are going to be, you know, breaking your back. And again, it's a lot more hands-on. It's a lot more computer stuff. There's a lot more moving parts where a lot of more things can go wrong, and a lot of people you got to answer to, and a lot of more people you got to talk to, and a lot more people you got to work with. OTR is mostly you're driving, you're dropping. You're dropping a trailer, you punch in your computer, and you leave. Another thing OTR and regional I know a lot of guys like, and I like this too, is you pretty much run your own schedule. What does that mean? That means, say you decide that you like working from 12 in the afternoon to 10 at night. You can pretty much start working those hours. Now, let's say the next week something comes up where I don't know. Let's say the next week it comes up that your wife is always home at a different hour, and you decide you want to take an hour. You can change your schedule. So you can work 12 in the afternoon to 10 at night, and then all of a sudden you're like, I'm going to start at 4 in the morning and work. You can change it up as long as the freight gets there, and as long as the freight gets there, that's all they care about. And a lot of OTR, you can move your schedule that way for you new guys, is because say you have 500 miles to drive to get this load up. A lot of OTR, it's called a open appointment. So basically, or you have 500 miles, but the load, it has to be there in 3 days. So you have 3 days to get it there. Now that I gotta go, man. My guy just got done. So that doesn't mean you have 3 days. You could take 3 days to get it there. Most guys, but it's an open appointment. So if you show up in a day, they'll take you. So a lot of guys like that flexibility. And you can do that with OTR, so it's nice. Say there's a football game on Sunday night, and there's a truck stop on the way, and you can work it. Say you like to take an hour nap in the middle of the afternoon. You ain't got nobody telling you, no, you can't nap. You want to pull over and take a nap, pull over and take a nap. So that OTR, you go local and you're on a schedule, you ain't pulling over and taking no freaking nap. I can tell you that. So that's a good thing. That's what guys like. So there is a lot of good in OTR. You figure out if this trucking is something that's a good fit for you. It does get lonely out here. There's a part of, I love working by myself and doing my own thing, but then you get lonely. But there's ways, especially with the internet and now there's podcasts. There's ways, like, it's not so bad. It really isn't bad. A lot of guys like the CB, so they'll chit chat with other people. A lot of guys like the headset. They'll start talking to family more and stuff like that. So, that's something to think about, you new guys. That's a good thing about, to me, I'd rather stay local, maybe work a little harder to get home every night, maybe get to go to the gym. Maybe you like taking karate class, so you start at 3 in the morning, you get done at 3 in the afternoon. Maybe you take a karate class at 5 in the afternoon. I like doing a lot more things. When you're OTR, man, you're kind of stuck in the truck. You're living that lifestyle, but maybe that's the right thing for you. But that is a lot of trucking. Like here, like that guy rapped. He's like, we're done. I'm going to finish this video first. I'm not like, holy shit, I got to go. Fuck, see you guys. You know what I mean? A lot of jobs are like that. This driving stuff, you're a little more casual. You're a little more on your time. You know what I mean? I got plenty of time I have to do another stop. I have plenty of time to get there. So I have time to sit here and shoot shit with you for 10 more minutes. You know what I mean? Or 5 more minutes or whatever. Anyway, that's all. I'm up at 13 minutes. Be cool. Go Dallas. Merry Christmas. Most important, happy holidays. Merry Christmas. God bless you all. And hasta la bye-bye.